I would like everybody to stop for a moment and to think about how your life would be if you were not in it. How would this affect your immediate family, like your brothers, sisters, parents, and grandparents? Some of your friends who you are the only positive influence in their life, what would happen to them? Some of the accomplishments that you have achieved, they would go undone. And a lot of the lives that you have impacted in a positive way would go untouched. The reality is this is the effect that abortion has on our world on a daily basis. Being a pro-life advocate, I have the privilege and the responsibility to speak out on the subject of abortion. The purpose of this speech is to persuade everyone why we should fight for the abolition of abortion here in our country. Abortion should be abolished because it is an immoral practice, it is turned into a lucrative business, and it promotes irresponsibility here in our society. So for starters, I would like to talk about how abortion is an immoral practice. Abortion is nothing short of the killing and destroying of innocent human lives. There are many different methods that abortionists use to carry out the procedure of abortion, but I would like to briefly discuss two of these methods. At abortionfacts.com, it talks about a method called suction aspiration. This method is where the abortionist inserts a plastic hollow tube into the uterus with a knife-like edge. The suction is so strong that it tears to pieces the body of the baby and sucks all of the tissue into the hollow tube. It also talks about a procedure called prostaglandin abortion. Prostaglandin is a hormone that induces labor. The babies rarely ever survive the trauma due to the delivery process, but whenever they do, it is referred to as a complication. So to prevent this from happening, the abortionist generally injects a feticide into the heart of the baby to ensure that the baby will be dead upon delivery. These are some of the cold facts and the realities of how abortions are actually carried out. Abortion is not just immoral, but it is also turned into a lucrative business here in the United States. Abortion clinics all over the United States are using the abortion services to make major profits here in our country. At Congressman Luke Messer's website, it has an article that talks about the new discoveries of Planned Parenthood's selling of fetal tissue. It also talks about in an article how the director of Planned Parenthood's Pasadena location was recorded saying that they modified the abortion procedures to ensure the best conditions of the fetal tissues for selling. These are some of the evidences that prove that facilities around the country are making major profits off abortion services. Last but not least, abortions promotes irresponsibility here in our society. According to an article at the Young Writers Society website, most of the women that have abortions in our country are just in their 20s. Another statistic shared was that 69% of these women are economically disadvantaged and they live under the poverty line. I believe that these statistics are proof that women are using abortion as an escape route to providing for their children long term. I personally believe that if abortion was abolished in our country, men and women would be forced to make more responsible decisions when it came to their sexual lives. So the purpose of this speech was to persuade everyone that we need to abolish abortion here in our country. There's tremendous evidence that proves it is an immoral practice, it is turned into a business in our country, and it promotes irresponsibility in our society. Again, as somebody who genuinely and deeply cares for the value of each and every human being, I believe we need to fight to abolish this practice. So again, imagine if you were a victim of abortion. What if you never made it into this world yourself? Seeing it from a personal perspective gives abortion a whole new dynamic. So in closing, I would like to say that we all have a moral obligation to fight to abolish this procedure. Just in the time that it has taken me to do this speech, about 13 to 15 children have been aborted in our country. This is a problem that is not slowing down by any means, but is growing day by day. So I feel it is time that we stand up and choose life for the unborn who cannot choose it for themselves. Thank you for giving me a hearing.